What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Live before lock. We got a new game week. I just want to shout out Veronica real quick because that is my favorite intro that we do, and it reminds me of I don't know, an FX show from 2012 or something, where we're all carrying guns. That's just kind of the vibe I got. So
we could fix that for next episode. You need me to bring a gun.
You'd bring guns next episode. TST right now is bathing in the beaches of Portugal. So we've got our friend, actually, Jeb Bush, fresh off of dropping some vids on how to make some cash in this marketplace. Jeb, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Working on the next vid and just trying to take victory laps when possible to prove that I kind of know what I'm talking about, at least.
There we go. We love victory laps. Listen, we also love loser laps here. We can do whatever kind of laps we want to do.
That's true.
We got a fun one today. We've got only 4 games tonight, but then we have the in-season tournament tomorrow. We're now in week 3 of the in-season tournament, week 7 of game weeks here on Sorare NBA. We also got some tweets today of announcements, which nothing makes me more excited for a bull run than Web3 companies being like, you're not going to fucking believe what we got coming for you next. And that's kind of what today was. So I am excited that they are working on the rewards. It seems like they're going to start with the rare tier, which is exciting. We've got some coins and some shops and everything else. So very excited, but we must laugh at that a little bit. All right, before we dive in, for those that are joining for the first time, very exciting. We're very excited for you to be here. Like the stream, subscribe, and you put hashtag Fox into the chat because we might be seeing De'Aaron Fox. Also, look, we got Andrew Laird, Mr. Sorare Data himself, Mr. No Dunks himself. We got a little bit of everybody in the chat today, but you have to like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Fox into the chat because De'Aaron Fox might be making his return into the streets this game week, which is very exciting. But real quick, just for the people, just so you know, we're going to do all the injury news that we got in front of us. Then we're going to dive into some of the projections presented by Momentum Labs. You can find a link to them in the show notes. And then we'll get to your questions and answers as well. But Jeb, before we also, and if we get over 200 live viewers, we add a second rare tier card that we're going to give away. Already guaranteed to give away one. And anybody that's won one can attest. I'm not giving out my inactive guys. Okay. I have a Vernon Carey. I didn't give away Vernon Carey. I didn't give away Wendell Moore. I think we've given away a Jock Landell, mid-tier guys. All right. But anyways, if we get over 200 live viewers, we'll pump this up over to 2 rare tiers. We're at 80 right now. So like the stream, subscribe, share this with you bitches. All right, Jeb, any macro stuff as we dive into the 3rd game week of Sorare in season of another game week? How are we feeling about this slate in general?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we have, I bought a Maxi just before the season started because I thought he was going to go absolutely nuts just to double and triple down on our best ball predictions and all this other stuff we were saying. And the 76ers are playing the Pacers. So
again, we love that.
Yeah. So Maxi could drop a 100. Joel Embiid's already questionable for tomorrow too. So
I missed that. Is that right?
We might see Maxi just go absolutely drop 81 points, match Kobe's record at this rate.
I want everybody to stretch out a little bit because it is Paul Reed season, if that's the case, which is very exciting. Also, I'm seeing this reminded me, Ian Van Winkle has said he got a T1 Halley reward this year. That's incredible.
Congrats.
Congratulations. I won my first reward of the season this year, and it was a tier 3. And I was looking through some of the tier 3s. It was Jordan Poole, Drew Holiday, a lot of different good tier 3s. Christian fucking Wood. So so not all rewards feel like rewards. This felt
just
like
wait till Anthony Davis gets injured and then fire sell the pump.
There we go.
That's what you gotta do.
All right, let's I'm gonna real quick just hammer some of this injury news that we got cooking here. And of course I switched the tab. All right, here we go. So let me refresh to make sure. It looks like Dame time. This is, again, mostly tonight. I'll try to get to some tomorrow's shit, too, because we did get some news. Dame time probable tonight. De'Aaron Fox is questionable. OG Anunoby is questionable. Those are the 3 main things for tonight. Gallinari got ruled out for the Wizards. Delon Wright's still out. Gary Trent Jr. is also questionable, so we can pay attention to that. The Bulls are playing the Bucks, which is exciting. Caruso is doubtful. Patrick Williams is probable. Dalen Terry and Lonzo Ball still out, but that means we might see some Kobe White, Zach LaVine, and DeRozan just going nuclear today. We already mentioned that Dame is probably back. Crowder is going to miss tonight's game. For the Cavs, they're mostly healthy except for Okoro. The Kings, we already talked about Fox. Trey Lyles is out. That's it for tonight's action. Real quick, I'm just going to hit because I know Underdog released a bunch of info recently. Jalen Duren has been already ruled out for tomorrow's game for the Pistons. Embiid, as Jeb said, is questionable. Herb Jones is questionable for Tuesday. Brandon Miller, who we saw get dinged up, is now probable. Terry Rozier is ruled out. Gordon Hayward is probable. Larry Nance is going to be out for a couple weeks now. Trey Young is questionable for tomorrow, and Ben Simmons is ruled out. Anything else that I missed, or is that most of it right there?
Yeah, I think you got it. I think you got it all.
All right.
Did you say Jay Crowder's out?
Yeah, Jay Crowder.
Yeah. Okay. That was the one that I found very interesting because, like we talked about with the Bucks already, they're bad against guards, and Jay Crowder is one of their better defenders.
Yeah, and I imagine there's going to be a ton of points tonight in that game, in that Bulls-Bucks game. So fire all of those up. All right, we're about to dive into the projections here. And just in case you're just joining us, like the stream, subscribe, #Fox. That's for our boy De'Aaron Fox. We have 77 entrants and 97 of you in here watching this right now. Is Keon Ellis still a play if Fox returns? We're going to get into that here in a second, Jameson. Let's go over to the Momentum Labs streets here. Again, you can find a link to them in the show notes. You sign up, I believe it's $9 a month to get these sweet, sweet projections. What we're going to do is work our way down here from the lowest of caps. I'll go over some of the things that are popping off in the ranges that we're going over, and then Jeb's going to hit us with anything that he might be excited about. So Kessler Edwards, he's going to cap a 2 and a projection of 3. Okay, fine. I'm not going to talk about Seaborn. Daniel House Jr. of the Sixers gets a little bit of a boost because of the really sad, but we're happy he's okay, Kelly Oubre news. But we also have Covington and Batum that we'll talk about. Andre Jackson Jr. of the Bucks gets a little bit of a boost. Keon Ellis. Now, again, this info right here, you can see this is updated at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So this doesn't include the Fox stuff. If Fox is back, I mean, Keon Ellis does not become like a great play. So he made cap a 6. I think his projection probably comes down to like the 8 range or something. So really, like Peyton Pritchard has a cap of 8 and a projection of 12. And then when we get up to the 9 range, we've got Agbaji from the Utah Jazz, Io over here, which is kind of interesting. But
Io is the play that I'm really excited about. I feel like it's a dart throw. Like maybe you don't want to like put it in your champion lineup or a lineup you're really trying to go for, but especially I feel like for an underdog lineup, like that is such a fun dart throw, considering Caruso's out. And I know Io kind of is technically like the backup for DeRozan, but I think because they're a little short at the guard position, they'll rotate him around that area and he'll just get more usage in general.
Yeah, especially with no Caruso. I think that's a really good call. And again, against Milwaukee, I like that a lot. I was actually just going to say, I mean, really just him and Agbaji are the only 2 plays that really stick out in this range. It's kind of, I feel like the last couple of weeks, we've had some exciting stuff between the 2 to 10 range. And I'm not really seeing a lot of it, except of Colin Gillespie, of course. Colin Gillespie to the moon here, cap 6 projection of 10. But I don't really love anything down here. There's no like cheat codes, I don't think. As we get to the 10 to 20 range, Paul Reed, obviously, so he's going to cap a 10 and a projection of 13. If Embiid actually misses this game against the Pacers, he'll jump up. But
Yeah.
it being an in-season tournament game, who knows? All right, Haywood Highsmith is the first one that really jumps up there, though. Cap of 11, projection of 21. I know Miami's just got a slew of guys missing time. You see Josh Richardson there, Vando there. If he actually comes back, he's still questionable. Rocco, I just saw somebody put in the chat that Batum is out as well. I didn't see that yet, but if Batum is,
boy, that would mess up my lineups.
yeah, I missed that. But if that is true, Rocco probably gets a little bit more of a boost,
Yeah.
and so does Daniel House.
Just drop Batum out for Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yikes.
Derek Jones Jr. here continues to be a great salary relief play with a cap of 13 and projection of 24. In the 14 range, Biyombo, this might be the last week we get to really milk the Biyombo train. Batum, we just talked about, but now is going to miss one of these 2 games. And then when we get up to the 15 range, Keontae George, who's now in the starting lineup, but really hasn't like popped, but he's in the starting lineup. Andrew Wiggins, whose cap is 15, and I mean, holy shit,
he is a smash play for my underdog lineup. I feel like it's only a matter of time before he blows up. Come on, like
I mean, yeah, for your underdog, yeah, if you're an underdog, sure. I mean, we talked about it a little bit this morning, man. My God, they look so bad. They just look so bad.
Yeah.
Torrey Craig's in there. I'm not going to talk too much about him. Let's jump up to the 16 range. We got Jaime Jaquez, who's been playing great. Kaminga, who's up there. Mo Wagner, again, is continuing to cook with no Wendell Carter Jr. Duncan Robinson, fresh off of cooking Wembanyama, looking good. And then Skylar Mays. We talked a little bit of this morning. Skylar Mays kind of assuming the point guard responsibilities. No Scoot Henderson, at least for a couple more weeks. And then Malcolm Brogdon missing time. And that like 10 to 20 range, I know we already talked about Wiggins, and I forget the other guy we talked about in this range too that you were excited about. Anything like really jump out in that range, Jeb?
I mean, I've been playing Highsmith lately in lineups, and he's been performing. I think he dropped like a 34 either a game week or 2 ago, and he has a pretty low cap. I really, really like him. And then, like we said, I think if Batum's out, Covington is like a automatic smash play all of a sudden.
Yeah, it really does make me like Rocco. I guess that's why Daniel House is popping a little bit more. Also, I think that gives Melton a little bit of a boost too.
Yeah.
All of those great plays. All right, we'll jump up 20 to 30, and then we'll just kind of sneak up. We'll just see anybody else that pops after that. Bobby Portis here with a cap of 20 and a projection of 29. That actually, I don't know, that kind of feels high for, well, I guess that makes sense. Melton over here with a cap of 20 and a projection of 28 and a half. You got Tyus Jones, whose cap has come all the way down to 21, which is weird because he's starting. Jakob Poeltl, Jordan Poole, who's continued to be ass. There was a video circulating about Jordan Poole in a timeout, which was kind of crazy. Wait, hold on. We got some We the North analysis here. I think the Raps could crush the Wiz tonight, which might see more time for Raps bench guys, Boucher and Flynn. Dude, I like the Flynn call. I really do like the Flynn call. Skeets, the only thing that was giving me pause about this is after all of their starters played like 22 minutes against the Celtics, I was wondering if they're like, oh man, we got to give them a little bit more run. But you're right. They should absolutely crush them. I always love Malachi Flynn. I root for Malachi Flynn because he seems like he's my height, even though that's not the case. All right, Clarkson. I'm not going to talk about Klay Thompson. Spencer Dinwiddie, or as Kuz would say, Din Shitty. Jalen Smith's actually been playing pretty well, although that is Austin Reeves, who I'm highlighting. I'm sorry. Austin Reeves has been playing great off the bench. There we go. The Hoggy, fresh off of winning that Malachi Flynn right there. You did not miss a Cam Reddish shout. Actually, did I scroll by Cam Reddish? What's his cap here?
I mean, you should scroll by him, honestly.
He's got a cap 11 and a projection of 15. I mean, you know what? Cam has moved into the starting lineup, has been okay. If LeBron's not going to come back, sure.
I think it's a limited run for Cam. Like, I don't know. I'm not super excited about him actually. Like, maybe he's a good play this week, but I don't know. I just watching the game yesterday. He just does his own thing too much. He's not like he's stopping the ball. He's not moving it around. And it's like, dude, you're like the third option at best. So
Jeb is more like Scam Reddish up in here.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, the dirtiest player in the NBA right now. That's not that his caps. That's not a good play. I just wanted to shout that out. Josh Giddey's caps come way down because he has stopped becoming a fantasy producer. I want to say Darius Garland only has a projection of 32. I feel like Garland has some real room to run here.
I
And then
agree.
29 Wagner and Collins, D'Lo, those types of guys. Anybody in this range, Jeb, that like 20 to 30 that like really stood
Yeah,
out
I
to
mean,
you?
Garland was the big guy for me, actually. It's funny you mentioned that because they're playing the Kings and Portland. And I
Mhm.
feel like just the fact that, the Kings have a pretty high pace really helps someone like Garland who's got the speed to match it. He's going to be getting assists. He's got such incredible players to like pass to and get those assists or get open shots. I mean, he's a guy that has shown last year, and I think once he gets healthy this year, that he can just drop 50 at any time. I know Mitchell can
Yeah.
do the same thing, but if Mitchell's having an off game, Garland will be the one that steps up. And I think especially in one of these games where, these are two teams that aren't doing so well right now. And especially if Fox doesn't play, I really like Garland a lot.
I know. I really hope we get that Fox News before lock, but I doubt we will. Jamie's saying, what about Rui's minutes? You think he should get at least 20? Yeah, I actually don't. I don't mind Rui, and then maybe you get lucky and LeBron sits and you get more Rui. But if LeBron plays, I feel like Rui's still going to be out there. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
All right. Now all I'm going to do as we get 30 and up, I'm just going to see if there's anybody that's really popping. Cade Cunningham his cap is still in 31. Dude, Paolo looked so good against Milwaukee. He's got a cap of 32 and a projection of 41. Yeah, I would be all over Paolo if you have him. Michael Porter Jr. has continued to put up pretty good numbers. He had a 25 and 10 last night. He's been playing really well without Jamal Murray. Siakam is fine. Let me just see if there's anybody else in this range. Wemby, obviously, but whatever. I'm not going to talk about Wemby. Bam has been playing out of his mind. And then let's just see if there's anybody that's like really overperforming. Embiid's cap is still only 52, which is kind of funny. And then that's really it. Is there anybody like I guess there, all of those plays make sense. You're like Paulo. Yeah, of course I'm going to play Paulo. If you have those guys, you're going to play him. Are there any of those MVPs that are a little bit off the, not like the obvious ones that you're like, oh, I think they're in a smash spot this week. I really like them.
I mean, Maxey would be the obvious one, which we kind of already talked about. Like, even if Embiid plays, like, not only is he just hot, but they're playing the Pacers. Like, I just feel like it's like the perfect fantasy situation for Maxey.
Yeah, I almost want Embiid to play for Maxey.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Right, because those two guys are the usage, right? And it's really hard for defense to key in on either one of them when they're both out there. Not that Maxey would be a bad play if Embiid is out, but I think their ceilings are higher when they're both in. I don't know. Maybe
their
that's
games,
too big brain.
No, I agree completely. Their games complement each other. It's a very like Jamal Murray, like Jokic, like vibe, as opposed to like maybe a Tatum and a Brown who like complement each other to some degree, but also there's a lot of overlap, so they kind of sometimes limit each other's ceilings.
I like that. There we go. Alan's saying thoughts on LeBron. Listen, man, if you have a better option, you could go with him. This is the thing I will say about LeBron. I don't know if he's going to play. I do think it is promising that when he got hurt, he finished the game. And then he sat the next game, which to me, that screams rest. I don't know if that's true, but that's my take on it, Alan. All right. Just a reminder, we're giving away a rare tier card here. We're at 117 live viewers. If we hit 200, we're giving away a second rare tier. We're already guaranteed to give away a rare tier card. But if we hit 200, we'll give away a second rare tier card. So like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Fox into the chat. All right, real quick, before we get into questions and answers, I'm just going to take you through some of the squads that I put together since, oh no, OG Anunoby is out. Fuck. I did so many. Gary Trent Jr. is out too.
Oh boy.
Gary Trent Jr. is going to. So, for those that don't know, I do a lot of underdog drafts, and OG Anunoby just wasn't getting drafted. So, I just kept drafting. So, Skeets, tell me. So, is Boucher the next? So, if we're losing both Gary Trent Jr. and OG, obviously that means more Siakam, more Barnes. Is Boucher the next guy? Because we're going to be doing some late swapping. Oh, that's brutal.
I was like at 45% OG.
OG, and I was gonna say if OG was out, I was gonna play Gary Trent Jr. and they're both out. That's brutal. Yeah, we mentioned Batum is out as well. We did mention that. Real quick, I'm gonna take you through some of my lineups here. I didn't even think of Grady Dick. Maybe it's great. It's big dick energy season. We already have a bunch of Jakob Poeltl courtside. All right, I'm gonna take you through some. Wait, is it Otto Porter for real? Oh, I forget. Wait, hold on. We're gonna do the drop, even though Kevin Porter's a piece of shit, but we have to do the drop.
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up and down performers, throwing things and buzz repeater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
I just want to say, since this has come out, there's been like 15 different names in the chat of rap. Oh, it's actually Malachi Flynn. Actually, it's Precious. Actually, it's Grady Dick. Actually, the Raptors have too many dudes. All right, real quick. I'm just going to show you what I'm rocking with here. I had a tough decision of deciding whether I was going to go in season or focus on Rare Champion. But here we go. This is my in-season tournament lineup. We're currently in 168th place overall. We've got Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, Kyrie Irving, who's now like an incredible three-point shooter, Zion, who has continued to disappoint me, and DeAnthony Melton. So that is going to be my in-season squad here. AD is healthy again for now. My rare champion and contender, I'll just show you quickly. I won't show you the other one. Maxey is now got a higher cap than Steph, but I'm rolling out Maxey, Steph, Devin Vassell, Biyombo, and Mark Williams. I feel like I don't have because I don't have a Jokic and all of those guys. This lineup doesn't really have the same sort of ceiling as the rest of them, but whatever. I like it. And then last but not least, my rare contender here, which I think is fine. We get Zion, Kyle Lowry, my boy Colin, Day'Ron Sharp, and Josh Giddey. So there we go. Those are my three like main squads. Jeb, anything, any lineup that you're excited about before we get into Q&As here?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about my in-game tournament one. I got Maxey, Bane, DeJounte, Zion, and now Covington. Thankfully, I had stacks of Batum and Covington. So I've just been working in the background frantically, taking out a lot of Batum that I had. I think he's in every lineup I had.
That's incredible.
But now Covington. So
God, there's everyone. It's actually Vince Carter. There's so many bits. So many good bits. Andre Banyani. There we go. Rasho Nestrovic. The only reason I know that name, if we're being honest, is from the 2 weeks that everybody was excited about Hoops Grids. All right. We're about to fire into the questions and answers for the last, not the last reminder. We still have like 40 minutes to go here. You just have to like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Fox into the chat. If any other injury news comes in, let us know. But now is the time. If you guys have questions, I'm going to reshare Momentum Labs here. We'll reshare the projections. And if you guys have questions, we will dive in and do our best to give you some analysis. We just got Patrick Ewing. Okay, Born. I guess Ewing, did Ewing play for the Raptors or coach for the Raptors? I forget now. I know he spent a minute in the North, right? I don't know.
That was a blind spot in my basketball knowledge.
I also just shout out real quick. We're at 10,767 subs. So we are absolutely cooking here. We like to see it. Swingman, Sabone Bone. That actually was going to be the giveaway tonight was going to be hashtag Saboner. But then the Fox News happened. All right, so we get Sabone Bone or Bam Adebayo. I mean, Bam really has been playing incredible, but I have to imagine this is Sabonis, who has cap of 40 and a projection of 41. I also think it's good news for Sabonis if he's back. Fox, that is. Although I will say, look at this right above him. Bam has a cap of 40 and a projection of 48. I don't know what's your lean here, Jeb?
Yeah, I think I go Bam, and I mean I'm a notorious Bam non-believer, so this is a surprise even for myself. But I mean he's been cooking, and I just think whether Fox is back or not, I don't necessarily love the matchup with Cleveland for Sabonis.
All right, Mobley and Allen.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean I think he'll do fine. Like I think he'll put up solid numbers, but I think Bam has a higher ceiling this game week.
Well, you know what happens to Twin Towers. All right. Never forget. Ian was saying, where can I access the grid? It's momentumlabs.app. Momentumlabs.app. There should be a link in the show notes as well. But it's $9 a month. This is behind the paywall, baby. You're getting sweet, sweet access right now. Keeney saying Bane and Shade and Sharp or DeJounte and Ingram. Man, the vibes in New Orleans are bad. Some weird comments after the game here. You can with Zion yesterday. You can see so Ingram has a cap of 38 and a projection of 37 or 38. We'll say 38. DeJounte cap of 8, projection of 36. My guess is that Bane has a high ceiling here. Where are you? Here we go. Desmond, what the hell? There it is. 43 and a projection of 46.5. And then we see Sharp, cap at 33. And this is pretty close. I don't know. Jeb, do you have a lean here?
Yeah, I think to your point, I'd probably go Sharp and Bane just because Ingram hasn't been doing anything super exciting. I think Bane has a very green light right now because the Grizzlies suck. And same thing with Sharp because the Portland sucks. So I'm going to take I think they both have a slightly higher ceiling there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Badavine saying rank these three: Keegan, J-Dub, Gafford. We finally saw a big J-Dub game this week, and he dropped to 31, I believe. Gafford, I don't love anybody playing Toronto. That makes me nervous. So I probably definitely put Gafford. I'm probably going J-Dub, Keegan, Gafford because although I don't know, maybe you take the stab that Fox is going to be ruled out, and then I like Keegan. So I don't know.
If Fox is out, I'm taking Keegan first. Otherwise, I agree. It would be J-Dub first. And then, the Toronto matchup is rough for Gafford. And as a giant Gafford guy, even, I'm not looking forward to this week.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Paul, all right, I feel like this is for you. Play 2 of Kyrie, Halliburton, Scotty Barnes, Maxey.
Ooh. That's tough. That's really tough. Honestly,
Right?
I would go Halliburton Maxey because one, we saw a preview of what that looks like yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah.
And my one concern with Barnes, I would actually choose Barnes, but my one concern is, like Skeet said, they just blow the barn doors off of Washington.
Nice.
And he doesn't
Barnes doors.
Yeah, thank you. And he doesn't play as much as he should. So, because I think Barnes is an insane ceiling. It's just, is he going to get the minutes to reach that ceiling or not? So I'm going to go Maxey, Halliburton, but I don't hate putting Barnes in there. And Kyrie's probably the one guy I wouldn't throw in there.
I kind of like putting Maxey and Hallie in the same lineup anyways, because they're playing each other and you just hope the game goes off again like it did in the last one. I also want to say it's no longer too soon. There was zero reaction to a 9/11 joke. So we're officially out of the too soon. X-Roth says Vooch and Boucher or Strus and Duncan Robinson. So the Boucher play is intriguing now with all these injuries. Vooch is in a great match. I know Brook Lopez is a good defender, but I feel like Vooch should eat tonight as well. The Boucher projection is not going to be helpful because it's not going to include those people that are out, right? Yeah, so Boucher's not even projecting. I think I lean Vooch and Boucher. I don't know. Do you have a take on this here?
Same thing. I don't trust Duncan Robinson. I know he's playing a little bit better this year, but I feel like you're basically comparing Vooch and Strus, and I think Vooch, even though, like you said, he's going to be dealing with Giannis and Lopez, which is not ideal. He's a pretty consistent 15 and 15 type of guy. So I think you go with that, and then your ceiling shot is Boucher, hoping he gets more minutes because of OG and Gary Trent Jr. being out.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the ceiling with Vooch and Boosh because I'm not trying to win a tier 3 Christian Wood. Roy said Batum is out. It's a Korkmaz season. Korkmaz. I didn't even think about Korkmaz. I still feel like I would lean with Rocco I'd like the Robert Covington, followed by, I guess, Daniel House, based on how he is projecting.
What do you think about Kenyon Martin Jr.? Do you think there's any chance he gets any run?
Oh, I forgot he was on that team.
Yeah, they haven't played him yet. I'm so curious if this is going to be what causes it. I think it's still going to be Rocco, but I'm genuinely curious if they give him a chance to get some minutes and get in the rotation, because I feel like especially with a Maxey and an Embiid, there's that opportunity for him to be to contribute meaningful minutes.
Yeah, and I also listen. Martin's cap is 14 right now, so I don't think I love taking a shot on it. That's, to me, it's going to be a wait and see on Kenyon Martin. I'm with
that
you.
Makes sense.
I looked up both Cornette and McDermott for you there. Cornette projects better than McDermott. There you go, Sneeps. Trash European. All right. I would take Levine and a trash European and Jakob Poeltl over Jalen Johnson and Keegan Murray, I think. Just because, I love both Jalen Johnson and Keegan Murray, but Levine's matchup tonight is elite, and so is Poeltl, honestly. So I'd ride with both of those guys there. Alan said, I need one more player for my limited champion. Max 30 is Franz. the best play here. So as we slide over there, I'll read off some names to you, Jeb. You give me who you like the most. So he said 30, which means OG, who's out. We got Devin Vassell, Mark Williams, Jalen Duren, who we know is going to miss his game. We got Franz, D'Lo, who projects pretty well, Darius Garland, J-Dub, Draymond Green. I'll stop it there. Anybody like really stick out there?
Gosh, so I'm looking at the projections, and the one guy that sticks out is D'Angelo Russell with a cap of 28, which I absolutely hate myself for saying that. And personally, even though the projections say that, I'm still probably going with either Franz or Mark Williams. I like Mark Williams a lot.
We love Mark.
Yeah, I think he's really coming in his own, and I don't know though. That being said, the whole Miles Bridges things might make the Mark Williams thing a little weird.
I can't believe he's back. That's going to be the next game week, right? So he comes back on Friday.
Oh, okay. That's not
Yeah,
I'd go Mark Williams and Franz as one of the two guys that I would go for.
God, unreal. I still can't believe that. All right. I apologize if I missed some of these. I'm trying to catch up a little bit here. Boatsy says, what do we think about Torian Prince or Day'Ron Sharpe? So Nick Claxton is back. I know Day'Ron Sharpe had a pretty solid performance even when Claxton came back, but Day'Ron was super efficient. He didn't play a ton of time. It was just like rebound, putback, rebound, putback. So I think I would lean Prince here, especially if LeBron misses more time. I guess I can look up the projections. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd go Prince as well. Even if LeBron doesn't miss more time, I think there's a good chance they blow out the Grizzlies and Prince gets a lot of garbage time. So I'm going with Prince.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about Mobley. I'm sorry I didn't bring his projection up. I do have a lot of Mobley tonight, not Isaiah, but Evan. And Evan's projection is a cap of 36 and 40, and they're playing Sabonis and the Kings tonight. I forget who their second game is, but with everybody back, I know that normally
Portland.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
And I know, like, Garland comes back and Allen comes back, and they're like, oh, is it bad for Mobley? I don't think it is. I think he'll be fine.
Well, and I believe Allen's on a minutes restriction still.
Mm-hmm.
I think Garland's off of it, but Allen is. So, I mean, Mobley's clearly the number one big man, and he's going to be getting the most minutes. And I think Allen's more of a support role currently.
Yeah, I like that. All right, let's go. Grady Dick or Cam Reddish? So, I mean, he's not projecting, but we don't have the news. I honestly don't know enough about. I don't know about Dick's game. I don't know. I know Cam Reddish is playing, so I think I would lean Cam Reddish, but.
If you want to have some fun and really get a good sweat in, maybe put in Grady Dick, because I mean there is a chance he gets a run, but yeah, Cam Reddish is probably the right play there.
Well, and if you still think, because I don't think the OG and Gary Trent Jr. being out, I don't think is going to impact the game so much, in that the Raptors are still going to win handily. So even if they, if it's a close game, Grady Dick probably gets some run, but if it's a blowout, Grady Dick gets a lot of run. I'll also shout out Bilal Coulibaly too. I feel like he's like the only Wizard I'm remotely interested in tonight because of, I just feel like his minutes are pretty secure, whether they win by, or whether they lose a close game or they get blown out. Felix, we didn't talk about IQ. He's got a projection of 22 and a cap of 25. I'm going to assume Fox is playing because Fox went from out to doubtful to questionable. When that happens throughout the day, I just lean that they're playing. So I think I would take IQ over Herter. Although the one thing that's making me nervous, and Jeb, you and I were talking about Jalen Brunson before we get on the show, is they are going against Derek White and Drew Holiday, and that stresses me out a little bit.
Stresses me out a lot.
Yeah. All right. Pick two of this one here. This K Preem is giving you Patty Wills, Malachi Flynn, or Isaiah Joe. This is we're doing some work here.
I think we're going Flynn.
Yeah, you got to pick a second one though.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No,
I think I'm going Patrick Williams and Flynn. I love Isaiah Joe. I was a big Joe head last year, but he's just buried so deep on that deep lineup. Like, it sucks because I have a Isaiah Joe rare. I was very excited about him going into this year, but he's just not getting the run he needs to get in order to be a viable option.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, we've got Bane or Adebayo. I'll take this one. I think I'm gonna go Bane's upside. Like I know Bam has been on a heater right now, but Desmond Bane can score 40 real points. So but I think this is a good Ron. I think you're in a good situation here if you're picking between these two. Although you know what I should check real quick. Are they both playing 2 games here? Because
Bane
if
has 1 game.
now, all right, then I'd actually take Bam. I know I would take Bam here because I like 2 shots at Bam. Jimmy Butler hasn't been consistently playing basketball. And even last night when he played, he wasn't super dominant. So yeah, I retract. I'm taking Bam there. All right, let me catch up. Schroeder, a big play. You were interested in Schroeder tonight, right, Jeb?
Yeah, dude, I'm so high on Schroeder today. I think he's been incredible this year, at least incredible compared to what we thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
I know the Raptors were pretty resoundingly mocked for signing him as a starting point guard, and he's been very good. And I think he's going to just absolutely destroy the Wizards. I mean, you have Jordan Poole, who is a turnover machine, does not know how to protect the ball, and Schroeder's a decent defender, gets steals. Those have a very big premium on Sorare. Yeah, I think Schroeder's such a smash play. I really like him.
You know what? Here's a little game theory for you too. If you have some Wizards and you're playing Raptors, maybe you run the Wizards out too, and you like hope this game stays close. If you're like, I think Schroeder can go off, then so can Jordan Poole, so can Kyle Kuzma, because it's gonna, like I like the idea of approaching it that way. I like Schroeder too. Julian saying, watching from Paris, France. Great work, guys. Julian, bonjour. Glad you're here, man. All right, LeBron, KP, or Bam. It's cute that you put Porzingis in there. I don't think I think we're leaning LeBron or Bam here.
I'm not taking LeBron just because I don't know if he's playing.
Yeah. They do have 2 games. I feel like he'll play one of these games, but honestly, even on the projection, Bam projects better. So
yeah, I would take Bam. I will say there's a small part of me. I wouldn't take Porzingis, but
revenge.
Yes. I love that revenge narrative. Like, yeah. So it'd be fun. It'd be fun, but I wouldn't throw him in a lineup that I'm actually trying to win something with.
I like that. Yeah. All right. Real quick, let me reset the table here. If you're just joining us, because there's so many of you here. Like the stream, subscribe, #Fox. Throw that in the chat. We have 127 entrants. We're at 133. We need 67 more people. I need everyone to dig deep right now into their bag. I need everyone to DM Nico. Have Nico share this on Twitter. Have DM John. DM people who used to work at Sorare. They don't even have to work there anymore. Let's get this up over 200 so we give away a second rare tier card. I made that sound like Sorare is giving away those cards. No, that's coming from my bag. But do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe, put #Fox into the chat, and we'll give away a rare tier. We still have like 20 minutes or so. I don't think we've had any other injury news. I'm going to do a quick refresh here of Twitter to see if anything else came in before we. RJ Barrett he's a sick man. RJ Barrett is a game time decision with an illness. I am down so bad.
Oh, by the way, going back to the Schroeder play, I was just thinking against the Wizards, their second game for this game week is against the Bucks. Schroeder is a must play almost at this point.
24-11 is first. I love that guards play is so ingrained into my brain against the Bucks that I just knew from like a week and a half ago. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder hit 24-11 against Milwaukee. All right, Common Man just throwing bets out there, said I'm smashing the over of 11.5 points. All right, I'm going to answer Felix's question, and then I'm going to scroll down. So if I didn't answer your question, you're going to have to put it back into the chat. But I don't do it yet because I haven't scrolled down. He said Benedict Mathurin, or Dorian Finney-Smith. We haven't talked about either of those guys yet. Mathurin has been super hit or miss so far. He has a cap of 26 and a projection of 24. Dorian Finney-Smith has a cap of 26 and a projection of 19. So clearly Mathurin projects better. Do you agree with the projections there?
Yeah, I think he has the higher ceiling. Like you said, it's hit or miss, but I'll live with him playing against the 76ers and hopefully putting up a decent score.
There we go. Also, Skeets said, sorry, I was cleaning up after dinner. I really like Boucher tonight, though. Tesla's right. Skeets, that is an early dinner, my friend. I mean, listen, do what you got to do. But my mom would love that. My mom would love that. I saw a Biombo or Andrew Wiggins question which
Biombo.
that's,
Not even close.
that's where we are. That's where we are with
Poor
Andrew
Wiggins.
Wiggins. Poor Wiggins. All right, let's see. Hold on. I'm catching up now. I'm so far beyond the chat. We the people here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? I'm scrolling all down. Killian Hayes, Clint Capella, or Benedict Mathurin. Listen, I've shit on Killian Hayes, and he's done nothing but perform really well since then. His cap is a 28, a projection of 20. His cap's too high. It's probably
Capella, right?
Yeah, wow. Capella doesn't project that well either.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's tough. I would go Mathurin or Capella. I don't love either of them, but I feel like once again it goes back to Mathurin has a higher ceiling, and you just got to live with the roll of the dice there.
Yeah. Also, we have Jeff Bayless, brother of Skip, saying, "How was Skylar Mays not marked as a lock?" We talked about Skylar Mays earlier. We love Skylar Mays. We said with no Scoot and no Malcolm Brogdon for a little bit, that Skylar Mays has been pretty consistent. I believe he dropped 15, 12, and 4 last night. So, yeah, you can rock with Skylar Mays. I think I even said this morning, if you own him, you're either playing him or selling him, but you have to pick one.
That's exactly what you said.
Okay. Weisberg, that's too broad. I don't know. Who would you guys target in a trade? The Pistons.
I'll DM. Weisberg DM'd me about this. I'll respond to your DM, Weisberg, when I have a sec. Don't worry.
Oh, I love this. I use side DMs. Dude, Top Shot Common Man just giving out W's over here. Finney Smith or Clarkson. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to give you an answer without looking it up. It's Jordan Clarkson. We the people saying Scotty with a triple-double tonight. We love that. I can't believe you guys wouldn't know. I have so much money invested in OG Anunoby tonight. I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. Also, Billy Jackson, top tier projections. Good to see you here. I'm watching on 3 devices. Okay, Reese. Grimes better now when RJ miss. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit better, but I still think most of that usage is just Brunson and Randall. Also, we haven't talked about Randall at all. He is hold on. I'm sorry. Jay Crowder to undergo surgery for a torn abdominal, out around 8 weeks.
Wow. That's what John Jones had.
That's really? Crazy. Yeah. But Randall has actually been on one for a couple games in a row, so I kind of like the Randall action here.
I would say the opposite. Randall's due for a dud
because he's played well.
Yeah, since he's playing the Celtics, who are a real team, you know.
I know, but I'm so nervous about Brunson, even though again I have a lot of Brunson. All right, I'm trying to catch up here. We just talked about Randall. Herder or Quickly. I know we answered that earlier. I think we leaned Quickly. Skylar Mays or Bobby Portis?
Ooh. How many games does Portland? No, they have 1. And it's against the Cavs. I'm going Bobby Portis, partly because he has 2 games. And one of them is against the Bulls. I love the revenge narrative, you know me. And then also Mays is playing the Cavs. That's his 1 game. And it's just like, he's been good, but the Cavs are another beast. And I think they're going to be clogging the lane. Skylar Mays isn't an elite shooter. So I'm going to shy away from that.
That's fair. Superluminal saying Cat or Siakam. We haven't talked about either of those guys. I usually dunk on Cat. Cat has been playing pretty good basketball the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, so has the Wolves in general. He's got a cap of 35 and a projection of 38. You can see down here, Siakam, with you save 1 cap point, basically get the same projection. I mean, I guess you're going to have to plant your flag. Do you think the Raptors play a close game? I know they have 2 games, but do you think they play a close game against the Wizards? Siakam's had a couple of good games in a row. Outside, the Celtics game, he was on his way to a really good game. He had 17 and 7 in like the first half and then did nothing after that. So I don't know. I know you're anti-Cat, Jeb, but how do you
I am, but I'm picking Cat here. He's been playing well. And I think the one thing I've always disliked about Cat is he seems to think that he's like the greatest player on the team. And I think he's started to realize like, hey, I can be a star and let Ant, who's like just otherworldly, like control this team. So I shout out to Cat for maturing.
I need to shout out J14 Bay, who was Jeff Bayless just moments ago until I said Skip Bayless's brother. It's Hershey says Anobi cut his finger doing household chores. Listen, it's not my first time with a player that I was invested in cutting his hand doing household stuff. Shout out Jaylen Brown right before the playoffs. All right, we've talked a lot about Bobby Portis. We did the Biombo over Andrew Wiggins, and we both said Biombo. Bobby Portis over Skylar Mays. We did that one. I need your best fun pick, a player each who you think is fun to have. Fun. Jeb, who's fun?
Ooh, I mean, like, usually the usual list of suspects has been like Corey Joseph and Drew Eubanks, Eric Gordon, all that stuff. But I think the guy that I'm going to plant the flag on right now, I'll give two. One is Paul Reed, which is kind of a cheat because
And he's fun.
he might be a little, he's super fun, but he might be a little more than fun if Embiid's out. But I actually think a really fun player might be Nick Richards this year.
Oh, Dick Rich.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Williams is crushing, and I don't think, he's young, so him getting injured is not like super likely. But I mean, Nick Richards is still putting up really solid numbers as a backup center, has a pretty decently low cap, is dirt cheap on the marketplace right now. Like, I don't hate that one.
Yeah, I like that. I have to legally say Mark Williams, but I'm also going to say Colin Gillespie. I'm a big Gillespie guy. Wait, hold on. We got two. Skylar Mays has 2 games. Looks like.
My bad.
Do the Blazers play 2? Let's look that up real quick. They do have 2 games. Yeah, the second one against the Jazz.
Oh,
So
my
there you go.
apologies. My apologies.
Jeff Bayless. Josh says, what do you think about LeBron, KD, Rocco, Levine? That's going to be Zach Levine. Zach Levine and Siakam.
Yeah.
I could play Bam, but it messes up my content. No, that's listen, I love Levine's matchup. Siakam's in a good matchup. Rocco should play more minutes. You just hope LeBron plays.
Yeah, I think that's solid. And yeah, if playing Bam messes up your contender, then I would say just roll with that. Yeah.
A Price says Dyson Daniels or Torian Prince. So we haven't talked about Dyson Daniels. He's going to cap a 17 and projection of 20. I'll take this one. I like this a lot. He's had 2 pretty productive games for the Pelicans in a row over the weekend. And it's I think he had like a 10-10 and then like a 17-8-5 or something like that. So I do like Dyson Daniels, and his minutes feel pretty safe. So I think I'd roll with Dyson Daniels over Torian Prince here. Flolian saying we got DeAnthony Melton, who I think we looked up already, and then Tyus Jones, who we also looked up. So DeAnthony Melton has a cap of 20 and a projection of 28. Tyus Jones has a cap of 21 and a projection of 30. So Tyus Jones projects a little bit better. I'll speak for myself, and then Jeb, you take this. Tyus Jones has made me a little nervous for the Wizards. I feel like we haven't seen too much of a ceiling from him. It's been a lot of 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists type games where, like, if I'm going to take a dart throw on a Wizard, I would rank them Kuzma, Poole, Bilal Coulibaly, because we know Kuzma has like a 35 and 12 ceiling. We know Poole can actually score 40 points, even though he's been dog shit, but I still believe in the ceiling. And Coulibaly can steal and block the ball. Tyus Jones, I feel like, is a really good point guard on good basketball teams, but is probably so on bad basketball teams. I don't know, does that ring true for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much took the words out of my mouth. I think it just comes down to the fact that I think a lot of us were excited about Tyus going to Washington because, like, finally gets to start. But he's playing with 2 of the biggest, like, ball hogs in the league, and they need the ball in their hands to operate. And so Tyus is not even getting those assist numbers, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I'm going Melton.
Borland, I'm with you. I like Denny. I like Denny a lot too. I should have mentioned Denny. He's like a good cheap value play. Sorry, I was talking ceiling bros, but I do like Denny a lot. Dominic. Oh, this Dominic, dude. We haven't seen Dominic in a while. Dominic, you were here like early Top Shot days, though. Am I right? Am I making that up? Oh, God, shut up, Dominic, if that's him. Jameson saying Paul Reed or Agbaji. I think, like, listen, I know Agbaji is projecting really well, and I'm not really sure why. I think I would just roll the dice with get in the mud, Paul Reed, and hope Embiid sits, right?
Yeah. I love Agbaji as a player, but I feel like you have to take Reed. The upside's too strong there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Andre, I actually don't know what the situation is on Brogdon's injury. I don't know how long he's out, but I do know that Scoot is out for a while. So at least like a couple more weeks. Jasper letting us know Dame is in. I'll do a quick refresh here over on the underdog stuff, and then I will let me make sure that we let everybody know how to enter this stuff. Yeah, so Dame will have his minutes monitored on Monday, but it's not a restriction. It's just monitored by head coach Adrian Griffin. All right, let's go over to. I can't believe he was listed as probable all day, and then they were like, "His minutes are monitored." If his minute, whatever. Like the stream, subscribe. #Fox. We have 144 entrants, but only 135 watching, which means some of you guys had to go eat dinner, like Skeets. But we're 65 away. Can we get up over 200 in the next 15 minutes? Probably not. But if we can, a second rare tier card is added. All right, Wiggins or Drummond? Jesus, the Andrew Wiggins ship has just died. Oh, yeah, it was Dominic. Let's go. Dominic, welcome back, baby. No, Max. Sorry, go ahead.
Time out. I would take Wiggins over Drummond. I mean,
Yes.
like higher ceiling, right? Like he'll probably disappoint you, but I'm gonna roll the dice with the higher ceiling.
Yeah, I will say Drummond has played okay this season, but it is dependent.
Yeah.
Like the minutes are kind of all over the place. Max Christie is not projecting right now, so yeah, you're probably going to stay away from it. I know the Lakers like him. I think at some point Max Christie is going to be a thing, but it's not going to be yet. Felix is saying your biggest cap cheat codes this week: L10. Wait, above L10, so above 15 or below 15, Felix? Because above 15, I'd say Luca. Do you mean below 15? You got to mean below. Let's point out some of the people in the 15 range. I know, let's see. We've got Keontae George, but he's a rookie. So he's like, above 15. So above 15 is Luca. But you said cheat codes, I guess. So
I think he just means maybe like 16 to 20 or something like that. Yeah, let's just go with that.
All right, so Keontae, Torrey Craig, and Wiggins all project really well. We got Jaime Jaquez, but again, that's rookies. It's a little tricky. Mo Wagner's probably that guy. And then we got Duncan Robinson, Luke Kennard. And I don't know. And then Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis, I guess, is like a great play now in D'Anthony Melton. I don't know. Of that range, anything that you're like, that's my must-have?
I would say probably Melton. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate that Oubre's out because of an accident, but with him out, like those two guys are basically just splitting like shots. They're both guys that love to take the ball the other end and chuck. So now you only have one of them. So I'm going to take Melton.
I like that. Ewan, listen, we didn't really talk about Tobias at all. Also, it's so like I hate that we're being like, dude, is this guy a good play because he got hit by a car? Like, obviously, there's just like all the caveats out there. All right.
Yeah.
Tobias has been pretty consistent regardless. Like he's just been like an 18-9 guy. That's off the top of my head. I don't know if that's what his actual numbers are, but it feels like,
right.
Yeah, it feels like he's going to get you a nice little floor. So I think Tobias is a fine play where he is. And then if you get the ceiling out of him, cool. But if not, he's not killing you. So I like that.
Tobias's last 5 games on Sorare have been 31, 31, 29, 32, 33.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the worst situation for Sorare in the terms that he's just going to perform at cap. So
he's a contender play. So, all right, Joker Rock. Shout out Joker Rock. Boots on the ground in Memphis. Also, the numbers are going up. Like the stream, subscribe, #Fox. We're like 58 away now from 200. We get rid of a second rare card giveaway. So like the stream, subscribe, put #Fox into the chat. So Tyus, Jaden McDaniels, or Goga. I'm going to be honest. I know we were talking about Tyus in like the negative earlier. I think it's Tyus for me. Like I think Jaden's probably the best actual basketball player. I think the Magic like rolling out Mo Wagner out there a little bit more, and so I think I'd roll the dice with Tyus. But
I'm gonna roll the dice with Goga. I was a big Goga guy last year. Was like hurt to see him get dropped by the Pacers, but then he's gotten picked up by the Magic, and he seems to have found a home. And they're playing the Nets and the Bulls, who are not like these amazing teams. And he brings a little different sauce to the game. So I think he's got a decent ceiling at least.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's fine. Yeah, all right. So we both. I think Jaden is the best basketball player out of all of them,
He's 1,000% the best basketball player.
but he's my third pick.
Yeah.
He's my third pick. Alan is saying Embiid or Donovan Mitchell. Alan, get off the sauce, baby. It's Embiid. I love Donovan Mitchell. Well, you know what? No, I take that back, Alan. Embiid is questionable. So if you're a little concerned, I get it.
Well, and plus Mitchell's playing two not so great teams. So I would still obviously take Embiid, but Mitchell does have 2 games and is playing the Kings and the Trailblazers. So
yeah. Fiorello says Jaylen Brown and Torian Prince or Claxton and Robinson. Brown and Prince.
agreed.
Right? I mean, you need Claxton to get 6 blocks to feel good about that. Alan saying, do I sell Beasley or play him? Well, Alan, I've got some news for you because you've come to this show. But here's the thing, Alan. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? I'm not answering.
I thought we were getting the big ticket drop, to be honest.
Well, Alan, if you do want to sell it, that's true. If you do want to sell it, we haven't played that in a while, and it's a banger. You know what I realized? There's barely any Top Shot references in there because I was about to be like, "Oh, remember Top Shot," but there's barely any references in there.
It's just a certified hood classic.
3 San Antonio starters are questionables now. Oh man! All right, let me see. Let me do a quick refresh. Reminder: like the stream, subscribe. Hashtag Fox into the chat. I can't wait for Fox to be ruled out, and I'm just gonna throw my computer. So I see Sohan and Keldon Johnson. Who's the other one?
I'm only seeing those 2 also. But still, I mean, Sohan being listed questionable is not great. I think they only had 1 game this game week anyway, so I wasn't planning on playing him.
Yeah.
But that kind of seals the deal for me there.
Yeah. Bick is saying the best cap with a 22 or below on a Dirk Nowitzki avatar there. We love that. So Jakob Poeltl is the best projecting 22, but again, Tyus Jones, who I said don't play, seems to be the best projection. And then we've got Portis, Melton in the 19 range, Goga, and Duncan Robinson in the 18 range. Who are you taking out of that crew of? Oh, it's Skylar Mays. Sorry, I didn't reference Skylar. Who are you taking out of that range of 20 and below?
I'm probably taking Jakob Poeltl, to be honest. I think he has a really good matchup. I think he's going to do really well. And I know Tyus Jones is projecting better, but I just have zero faith that. I mean, it's totally possible. I think he's a very good player. And I think Tyus Jones will be a great Sorare play, and we'll be a lot more excited about him when he probably gets traded. But
yeah,
right now I just can't squeeze him into a lineup.
Yeah, I'm with you. Amoon is saying Derek Jones Jr. and Tyus Jones or Jordan Poole and Highsmith. And here we go. This is the first bullshit answer I'll give you. Amoon, if it is contender, I think I would go Derek Jones Jr. and Tyus Jones. And if it is champion, I think I'd go Jordan Poole and Highsmith because in champion, especially if it's rare, you need the highest of high ceilings, and Poole and Highsmith give you the highest ceiling. Jones Jr. and Tyus Jones give you a pretty good floor, but also a decent ceiling. But that is the safer of the two. So I hope that is somewhat helpful for you.
Agreed.
Holy shit. Ibrahim, Maxey or Giannis? Give a round of applause for Tyrese Maxey that this question was even generated, and it's not even that crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Where are you going, Jim?
I feel like I gotta keep riding the Maxey train, right? We can't be. Yeah, I mean, I think the argument for Giannis is, well, he's Giannis. They have 2 games instead of 1. They're playing the Bulls, who he historically dominates, and they're playing the Raptors, who he historically dominates. So, but Raptors have a different coach. Some different players. I'm going Maxey. I'm just going Maxey. I think he's on his way up. I don't think he's plateaued yet. I think he might drop 60 this game. Who knows?
Look at all you druggies. Maxey. I know. I'm playing Giannis. Listen, I love Maxey. I'm playing Maxey in a lot of my lineups. I think Maxi's awesome. He's probably the most likable NBA player right now. Giannis can still even if Giannis doesn't have a great game, it's like 30, 15, and 9. So I still think I'm taking Giannis, but listen, I love that that's even a question. Paul's asking us, do you play Spicy P, Dominating, or Randall? And here's the thing. I refuse to play anybody that has that nickname. I just won't do it.
Who is Spicy P?
Oh, that's Pascal. You don't know Pascal Siakam?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, baby. Spicy P.
I've heard of Cum Bucket, but not Spicy P.
I still can't believe people didn't know Jonathan Kuminga was Cum Buckets. I'm still shook from that day. So I think I'd go Siakam, Randall, Ayton in that order. Is that where you're at?
Give me I'll take 8 in second. I'll still take Siakam at the top, but give me 8 in second. I think Randall, I don't know. Him against the Celtics just does not inspire confidence.
It's either a 30 and 12 or like an 8, 4 and 5. But in honor of regular season Randall.
Regular season Randall.
All right, what were you going to say, Jim?
I was going to say, this is one of the games where the announcers, like as the game starts, are going to be like, man, this is a real playoff atmosphere here. And we know Randall doesn't do well in the playoffs. So
that's great. Jameson was asking for Jeremy Grant. Also, I saw a lot of questions about Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know the status of his injury, but he's not playing in their first game, I don't believe. So
I'll go ahead and text his doctor and let you know.
Jeremy Grant is a cap of 32 and a projection of 34. Alan was saying Kyle Lowry or Jordan Poole. So Lowry missed the most recent game, but I think he's fine to play. He's got a cap of 26 and a projection of 26. But yeah, Poole's got the ceiling, right? Poole's the guy.
I think Lowry is just, I mean, he's great in the playoffs. He's like a great veteran, but he's not a player I would ever want on a Sorare lineup.
Yeah. Pure Zyke McCarron. I don't know, Marco. What's going on, Marco? I don't even know what's happening. All right, let's we're gonna stop the questions there. We're gonna like the stream, subscribe, #Fox. We made it to 143 live viewers. I don't think we're gonna get all the way to 200 in the next 5 minutes, but I do appreciate everyone being here. But to qualify for the rare card giveaway, like the stream, subscribe, put #Fox. While we wrap stuff up, if you guys let us know who you're rolling out in your lineups, the one that you're most excited about, and we'll not rank them, but go over them here in a second. Jeb, tell the people what kind of stuff you're working on right now.
Yeah, I've been dropping a bunch of buy low, sell high videos up over on my channel on actually Jeb Bush, and I'm working on one for game week 8. And I've already got Nick Richards as a buy low, just to give you guys a little sneak peek.
Little Dick Rich, baby.
Yeah.
If this is your first time here, appreciate you guys being here. We do this show on Mondays and on Fridays at 5:30. It's Sorare NBA Live Before Lock. We have great guests like Jeb come on, help us break down the slate. We give away stuff that I own. So I appreciate everyone being here. And again, if it's your first time, we do the NBA bit, which is just like an NBA breakdown of everything that's happening the night before. Every single morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. We also have another Sorare show called the Sorare Sharps with our guy George St. Ledger from the Swingman podcast. He's in the chat today. That's every Wednesday, as well as Shot Tank on Wednesday nights with actually Jeb Bush, John Boy Beats, the king of Momentum Labs, along with Moment Nerd, and TST, who is again on the beaches of Portugal. I think that's it for the majority of the content we do. I hope that covered everything. Also, just a real quick refresh here. We're at 10,775 subs, just moving right along. Roy said, if I'm winning the rare, I'm running a lineup with Dick, Cum Bucket, and Spicy P. Here we go.
That's incredible.
Courtside saying, I hate my lineups this week, so maybe they will do good this time. We all recognize that feeling. Tom ASDF is running out and his champion Giannis, Donovan, Porzingis, Paul Reed, and IQ. That's pretty good. And then contender, we got Rocco for Leon, Melton, Wiggins, Pirtle, and Bam. That's good, man. Getting Bam.
That's got some crazy ceiling. I like that a lot.
Yeah, getting Bam into a contender is pretty fire. All right, fingers crossed De'Aaron Fox is playing in this game. We're going to spin this shit. If you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Zakarian. I know I pay for Twitter because it's embarrassing, but it's the only way I can DM people to come onto this show. So if you can't DM me, just at me or join the Discord. You can find a link to that. Winner is Gonçalo Silva. Let's go. Also, that might be in honor of Portugal. I feel like Gonçalo's, no, that might be Brazilian. That might be my bad. Although there's a lot of Portuguese energy in Brazil. And the only reason I know that because there's a lot of Portuguese and Brazilian energy in Fall River, Massachusetts. So which is near where I'm from. And as my friend, my mentor actually called it the armpit of America. And he can say that because that's where he's from. He's from Portugal. All right, Joe's saying he's from Portugal. We'll see, though. I'll wait. I'm actually Portuguese as well. I'm from Portugal. It is Portuguese. Let's go.
Wow. Say hi to
Let's
TST
go.
for us.
Let's go. Yeah, say hi to TST. Oh, wait. I shared Daniel Pedro, and it was Gunshot. All right, there we go. Well, listen, we love it. It's not as a carrying burner. It's not as a carrying burner. All right, hit me up in the DMs. I know you've reached out to me before because you are not a first-time winner. You've won before. But I appreciate everyone being here. In the meantime, make sure you go on Twitter and yell about Sorare's most recent tweet thread. I know that's very upsetting for everybody. Jeb, dude, people don't know Jeb's on West Coast time, so I appreciate you being here and doing this, man. And for myself, we will see you all tomorrow or the next time we have a So Rare show. Let's hope De'Aaron Fox plays. We out.
Good luck.